Lastly, whenever you feel pain, now hear me. Everyone lift your head and look up here. Lift your head. I want to see you and you must see me. Anytime in a service, when the message of giving and receiving and prosperity is being taught, and you feel pain, it's a sign you need deliverance from a spirit of poverty. Are you getting what I'm saying? How do I know that you need deliverance from poverty? Whenever you wear a sad face during offering time. A wise person, when you are scrolling on DSTV and you go to God channel and you see someone preaching about prosperity, don't move, especially if you are from Africa. Don't move from that message. Go and get a notebook and start writing notes. Because you need that gospel. I'm telling you, I'm an African man. I had to deal with this spirit of stinginess. Our mothers were stingy. Our fathers were stingy. We grew up stingy. Do you remember when you grew up, if relatives from the rural area would visit, how would you feel? You would feel, let them go back because they've come to finish our food. That was the spirit. And you would observe them when they are eating. You know the boys from rural, they can eat for sure because they work hard. And when you, and you would come with your sisters and look from afar. Look how they are eating. It's a spirit. Some of you, if a relative visits you, you pretend like there is no zesa, there is no electricity. Even when there are lights, you ask, is zesa, ikona ini is zesa namhla? Is zesa around? There is one guy who came to me and said, Prophet, because he had a problem of loving food. He was in my follow-up team in a certain church I used to pastor. He said, Prophet, you must teach your people to give, men of God. I said, why? He said, especially women. I do follow-ups, men of God. I talk and preach up to 9. They don't even bring anything, even biscuits, prophet. They will sit there and not go to the kitchen because they want to go. And they start to pretend like they are not listening, they are sleeping so that the men can go. What happens when a person is drinking mazoe in your house? Do you look at them? If you observe how people are eating, that is a demon of poverty. When they take sadza, your eyes are on the side. Your eyes are going in there. And you even check the stomach to check some movements of where. You know, we might be laughing at these things, but there are people doing them. In some houses, you end up not even eating. Because the moment you eat, even when they are hey, how are you? You feel uncomfortable. You end up saying, thank you for your food. Because the eye that they will be giving you. Hey, prophet, oh may God bless you. Now when you have that spirit, when you come to church now, it's a demon of poverty. When you give your tithe, you want also to follow to the accounts department. Do you see it is starting from home? Where you are not being taught by your parents to give to God. It follows to the church. You want to observe how is the offering that we are giving being managed. Your job, tell the person next to you, your job and your duty is to give. Tell them, say there are people trained to manage church money, not you. When you give, don't follow what you have given. It's like a person who has sold their house. Then you sell a house to me. You come later and say, why are you cutting trees? This is what Christians do. You have not yet given. When you give a car to a man of God, and I decide not to drive your car, and then you come and ask me, why are you not driving my car? Did you give or you were lending? Because you must disassociate yourself once you give from anything from that day that will be done by, or that shall be done by the men of God with the things that you have given. That is giving. Anything that you follow, you haven't yet given it. It's like a person who drops a seed as a farmer. You come back, you check, and you remove it again from the soil. And when you decide to give something, make sure if it's tithe, you rush with it to church until you have discipline. Don't keep anything that you want to give more than 2 weeks in your house. It will kill you. If God says, give Isaac, run to the Mount Moriah and give Isaac, don't withhold him any longer because he can kill you. Anything that God has said, it's mine, tithe can kill. Anything God said, it's mine, it brings death if it's not given. The tree of life brought death. That's why men are going back to dust, because it was not supposed to be eaten. Anything of God is dangerous. Tithe can make you to die. Don't keep it. You have no capacity to eat it. It is poison. It is your sickness. It is your diseases and everything. Hallelujah. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. If you feel right now your stomach making sounds, you need deliverance from poverty. Do you know there are some people every time when it's time of tithing, they have diarrhea? You don't know that? There are people, when it's offering time, they run to the toilet straight away. It's a spirit of poverty. And the diarrhea continues until offering is ended. Then they come back, they are okay. There are some people who, when they give tithe here, they don't sleep. Because they will be saying, I gave $100. That man could have bought me an outfit. Next time I will not do it again. That voice, it's a voice of poverty. What type of offering makes you happy? It's a sign you are limited at that level. If you enjoy giving $1 without pain, you are still bound at $1 level. You need to give something which, when you are holding it, you feel pain. Then you are now geared for a great harvest. When you cross that line, you are now delivered. First car which we gave, we had pain with my wife. Serious pain. But now we give cars like bananas. No pain at all. We sleep nicely. Whether the man of God that I've given sells it or what, I don't care. Why? Because I'm now at another level. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Amen. Don't monitor what you have given. It's not your business. Your business is to give. And I have noticed the people who don't give, they are the ones who say, Mariedu, our money, our money. Which man? Anyone who complains about money issues in the church, I want you to check those people. They don't give. Givers are faithful. If I want to put a person to run my money, if you are a wise person, if you start a business, and in your company you have 10 workers, if you want to make one an accountant, check the one who gives in that company and give them the money box. You will never go wrong. Anyone who gives can never steal. Givers, they are faithful with money. Spirit of stealing. That's why you see everyone with a stingy spirit, they steal as well. Even if you put them in a position in a church, they will steal money. Anyone who complains about money in the church, do you know anyone who comes in the church and say, Prophet, we want monies in this church to be handled in this way, and we want, we want, and they are talking about money, people are not giving, and what, even monies are not handled well. I will listen to you and say, no, I take your ideas. But when I go back home with my wife, we join hands and say, Lord, thank you for revealing a thief. We will never give you a position in here, man. Because I know you have a weakness. Because people who give, they don't care. They just drop their money and go and worship God. Because I am also a giver. I know what I'm saying. If you feel that the message of giving makes you to want to change ministry, you are still bound by poverty. Anytime you feel money, if you want to know that you are now free from poverty, do you know how you check that? You check it when you now desire to hear about giving and prosperity. Any moment you now have got a passion to buy books that teaches you about giving, you are now free from poverty. But if you avoid those books, you are still a poor bound Christian. Because I used to do that. When I would see a book of giving, I would run away. But the time I realized the poverty that I was experiencing, that's when, from that time, I started looking for books. I would travel, go into bookshops to look for books about prosperity, because I was tired of my poverty. And I love them. Even up to now, I want to be a great person in terms of properties. So once you say principles to prosperity, once I see that teaching, I stay there. This issue of out is good, but it's not good enough. Every time I'm lifting, out. No money in your pocket, but the shaking, zero. And actually, if we come, we will see nothing has gone out. Shaking is powerful, but it makes you only to receive the anointing. I want you to say out by holding money. And say, demon of poverty out. Not this one of speaking in tongues. No, it doesn't work. You hold an offering that is painful for you to give. And you are that one, that devil understands that language. You are saying poverty, you must go. Can we stand on our feet? We want to pray. Hallelujah.